Hey guys, it's RebeccaLynOberstadt. In today's video, I have a unboxing first impression, and this is kind of a semi-collab. I am collabing on Instagram with my friend Grace. I will leave her linked down below. She doesn't have a YouTube. She is a new mom, and she's just a year or two older than I am. So when we all saw this launch, she asked if anybody got it, and I was like, I did! So she's like, hey, do you want to collab? I'm like, sure. So what I'm going to be doing is 2 different eye looks like I usually do. I will leave all the information for this collection down below. I will leave applicable links to other videos like the creator, other creators that I've watched, swatch videos, things like that, because I will not be doing any of that stuff in this video. So let's get started. Here's the box. Those of you that know this company know what this box is. It's a Colourpop box. I bought the entire collection, I'm trying to grab the box, from Raw Beauty Kristi. I've been following her since before she had 100,000 subscribers. So I've followed her for a long time. I picked up everything, but I am not a gloss person, so I will be selling the 2 glosses on my Depop. If you want to buy the 2 glosses, let me know. I will sell them for what Colourpop sells them for, which is $9. In this collection, you get the 3 liners, the 2 glosses, which I'm not even going to open, the eyeshadow palette, and the 4 Super Shock shadows. I kind of cheated. I am wearing one of the Super Shocks as a highlight today. So let me get all of this stuff out of the bubble wrap and packaging and whatnot, and we'll get into the actual unveiling. Oh, and I did want to mention, I actually painted my nails for this. For those of you that know me, no, I don't paint my nails very often, but I did have some appropriate fall colors to put on my nails. Now, the 3 liner colors are Spare Time, spelled like the herb, Woodsy, and Marigold. And I don't have a green liner or even a brown liner that's anything like this. The yellow one I wanted to compare to the Punch really quick because I already have the Punch liner from Colourpop, and I was under the impression this was a different shade. So the first one I swatched was the new one. Oh yeah, they are different. And I have like 3 other Colourpop liners. I have the DTLA, Grace, and Exit. So I do have quite a few of their liners. So here are the color comparisons. So this one is Punch, and this one is Marigold. And you can see there is a more mustard undertone to the Marigold shade, whereas Punch is a little bit more yellow-orange, like a buttercup yellow. In this collection, there's also 4 Super Shock shadows that are, like, 2 of them I really, really like the looks of. I haven't used them. One of them, my dad's like, oh, that's really pretty. Oh, again, guy thing. So we have Mycelium, which is a type of mushroom, or that's actually what the family mushrooms are in. This one is one that looks like it's going to be a favorite of mine. This is called Like a Moss. And Campfire is the other one that I'm like really into. It's like this really pretty copper color. And then the one I'm using as a highlighter is Olympic. And then we have the palette that comes in this cute little cardboard packaging. And the color names are on the back. As you can see, I haven't opened it yet. And there is no mirror in this. This is one of their $20 palettes. Now, I want to compare Evergreen to Like a Moss to see how similar these 2 shades are, because there is a shimmer green here in the palette, and it looks like Puffball has been used. And I just opened this. I haven't even taken it out. PNW also has some funny marks in it. That's odd. So today I'm going to be doing 2 looks. One is going to be just the palette, and the other one is going to be the palette and a Super Shock. And of course I'm going to be using the liners with these. I have on an appropriately colored shirt, and I don't plan to talk through the eye looks. I might, I'll show you what colors and stuff I'm using just to, speed up time. But I'm going to go ahead and swatch these 2 shades, the Evergreen and the Like a Moss shade, really quick for you to show you comparisons to see if you need one or the other. That's a pretty hefty piece of plastic. And then we will get into the actual eye look. Okay, so first I'm gonna swatch the Super Shock. And you know, it's funny, I own a couple of Super Shocks and these feel different than the ones I've got. The frog shade that I have is super hard and dry, and that actually feels wet. So that's different, not what I was expecting. And then now into the evergreen shade. Looking at these on my hand, the Like a Moss shade has like an orange base with a green shift, and the evergreen shade has like a brown base with a green shift. And the evergreen shade is a brighter like limey green, whereas this one here is a little bit like a yellow green, just to show you some comparisons. And then of course what they look like on the finger. They look very similar on the finger, but on my hand you can definitely see when I shift my hand, the undertone is a little different. One's more brown than the other. So if you only got the palette and not the Super Shocks, they'd be similar enough that you might not need, you know, to worry about it. All right, I'll leave the Super Shocks alone. Gotta throw the eyeliners. I'm gonna be doing a look on this eye that is probably something you guys wouldn't expect from me, because I have said multiple times how much I hate this color. Color switching my Sigma brush. And we're going to be going into Chantilly first. This is a Sigma E25. I forgot that palette didn't have a mirror in it, so I grabbed the Honey palette. Now I'm going to be going into this homegrown shade here to do, I think I'm going to do a halo eye on this eye. And there's a couple of shades in the Raw Beauty Kristi palette that look similar to the ones in here, so I will swatch those at the end. Oh, and this is a Morphe E36. For those of us with older eyelids, sometimes you have to maneuver things to get it to work out, because as I do this, my eyelid kind of wrinkles up. Okay, now with a very old Avon brush, I'm going into West Coast. which looks like a very flaky gold. So we'll see how this goes. This brush is dry. And I just have fallout all the way down here. So I'm gonna dip my brush in water and dip back in. I'm gonna take some of my finger and press over that. And there's a lot of fallout. Going back into the homegrown shade. I want to make sure there's a defined difference between the center and the corner. I'm going back into the same Chanterelle shade that we started off with. Now, for the liners, I had something unique in mind. I'm going to take that marigold shade and I'm going to put it right in the center, kind of to match where the gold is. And then taking that brown, which is woodsy, and I'm going to do the inner and outer with that. And I made sure to also try and get the top. So before mascara, let me show you what it looks like. Very simple, 3 colors. I'm gonna throw some mascara on and I'll show it to you again. All right, for look number 2, I'm gonna be using a mix of the palette and the Super Shocks. So we're going to be working with the greens on this eye. So I'm going to be going into this color first, which is Fiddlehead, and this is a crown brush. Now this might be a very strange color combination, but I'm going to try it. I'm going into this like pinky mauve shade up here called Old Growth with that Morphe E36 brush. Oh, it's definitely more brown than pink. I mean, you can still see the pink in there, but I can't see it with my eye open, but it's an interesting color. And if you notice, I'm doing a very round look. I know Grace has been doing like all kinds of like crazy cut creases and stuff like that. I wanted to do something simple with my first two looks. And I'm gonna color switch that brush and go back into Fiddlehead to work on the outer area over here where that crown brush couldn't get very well. And then just blend them together up here. So that's what we have so far. Now, I'm not gonna cut the crease, but I am gonna grab a synthetic brush. We'll see. I'm gonna be taking the Like a Moss shade on a flat synthetic brush. It's completely dry. Oh, this stuff like it moves like the highlighter. I think that frog shade I got was really dried out because it never acted like this, ever. Wheel. Okay, change of plans. We're going into the evergreen shade, which is this one. And then I'm going to use my finger with the Super Shock over it. I'm going to try that brush again. I got it wet, so maybe that'll help. Now, with the Campfire shade, which is that copper one that I was also really like eyeballing, I wonder if this one feels like evergreen, or what do you, like moss. So I'm gonna take my finger into this one. Oh, it does feel the same. Okay, I really do think that the frog shade I got was bad because it is super dry and hard. I'm gonna press this. I don't want to smear anything just yet. I just want to place the color. I'm afraid if I go too ham with this shade, it'll take over the look, and I don't want that. All right, I think that's where I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna use the green liner in this eye exclusively. This is the Spare Time. Hello? There's like nothing in here. Where'd my liner go? I guess I should have like opened these. Hello? There's no liner in here. The hell? Are you in the tube? It's in the damn lid. Okay, let's see if we can get this bad boy out. No, because my tweezers are just like, fuck. How am I supposed to get that out? Okay, I can kind of see it now. Okay, I got it to go back in. It's like, it broke. I'm definitely gonna contact Colourpop about that. That is not cool. And I think there's more down in the lid. That sucks. Okay, so, oh. Using the wrong palette. Green liner. Oh yeah, there's definitely more stuff in the lid because I can't close it. Crap. That is very upsetting. Anyways, let me do mascara and I'll be right back. All right, really quickly before I do like my final wrap up and stuff, I want to swatch a couple more shades. I'm going into the Honey palette into Totally Buggin', which is the shade here. And I'm going to compare that to Chantilly. Oh, that's much darker. Yeah, much darker. The other one I want to do is Buzzkill, which is right here. And then Puffball, which looks like it has a more of a green base. And then let me clean my fingers off. I want to do the gold shades as well, just because I know I own the Honey palette, and looking at this using its mirror kind of reminded me of some of these shades. Okay, so my fingers are now stained yellow, like yellow. All right, so I'm gonna go into Dandy and Queen Bee. And there's the two there. Let me pick up West Coast as well. So we have Dandy first, and then Queen Bee, and then West Coast. I think, okay, really quick, I'm gonna pick Dandy and Queen Bee back up, and then West Coast. I'm gonna leave West Coast alone, but I'm gonna mix down here these two shades in my arm here because I think combined they're the same shade as that West Coast shade. I'm gonna build up West Coast just a little bit more, and then de-gold my fingers. Okay, so here we have Totally Buggin' and Chantilly, or Chanterelle, and then this one here is Buzzkill. Then we have Puffball, which they're very similar. It's just this one didn't swatch as well. Let me pick up a little bit more Buzzkill. It's a lighter brown, and this one here has a little bit of a green base to it. And also the Chanterelle or Chantilly shade is more of like a buttercup yellow, whereas the Totally Buggin' is it's a lighter version of that. And then here we have the golds. We have Dandy, Queen Bee, and West Coast, and then I mixed Queen Bee in Dandy, and the shade mixed matches West Coast. So West Coast is here. Down, hang on. West Coast is here, and then the two shades mixed are down here. Just to give you some comparisons between these two palettes, because this is the only other Colourpop palette I own. All right, so first impressions. There's a little bit of kickback, a little bit, but I'm very delicate when I get into my shadows. So here's the palette. So far, out of the 12 shades, we've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the shades. So I've used about half. The next video that I do with this palette will be 4 looks with it, like I usually do. I'll do 2 different eye looks twice. So you'll get to see different color combos. And I've had a lot of people talk about this Let It Rain shade, which is like a black with, and it looks like it's got a maroon and gold glitter effect to it. I've had some people, that I've watched say some things about that. So I'm curious to get into it. The Evergreen shade is very similar to Like a Moss. These actually do feel wet. The other shade that I have that's called Frog does not feel anything like these at all. Even this Empire shade that I have here doesn't feel like these. So I don't know if the other 2 Super Shock shadows that I have were older batches that I got or what, but they feel completely different. These feel just like that highlighter that I've just bought, and it's like, it really feels like a cream product. I am wearing Olympic? Yeah, Olympic as a highlighter. So I have more products. I have tried all the eyeliners. I've tried 3 of the Super Shocks and the palette so far. I'm actually loving these colors. I just did that fall palette video. I finished 18 palettes so far with the fall palette looks. The rest of them are in my drawer here for me to get into. But this is what I picture when I say a fall color story palette. This is a perfect fall color story palette. You have your mauve, your oranges, your like burnt yellow shades, your mustard yellow shades, your burgundy, and then you've got your like bricky red shade, you've got your like dark teal, your like greenish blue, and your khaki green. Gold is also something else that I mentioned in my fall palette video. I will leave that linked down below, and if I remember I'll stick it up here in the cards. This is a perfect fall palette. She had amazing timing coming out with this when she did. And I've watched Raw Beauty Kristi for a while, even though I've like unsubscribed from like 90% or 99% of the big YouTubers that I used to watch, like Tati and Manny and Laura and Nicole and quite a few other like bigger over 1 million sub YouTubers. Kristi's the only one that I've stayed sub to because number one, she doesn't bore me. 2, I like her eye looks. I like her content. I'm not really into the whole pregnancy thing or baby content. That's definitely not something I am interested in watching. But I am excruciatingly happy for her that she was able, after all of her fertility issues, to get pregnant. And I think she's going to be an amazing parent. She's going to raise an amazing human. I don't have any doubt about that. But as somebody who has had kids and has lost their kids, I really don't want to see children on YouTube and pregnancy stories. I no longer have a uterus. I can't get pregnant anymore. So it's just one of those things. It's a personal thing for me. I've had my own struggles with pregnancy and having kids and raising kids and losing your kids. So that's just personal on me. That has nothing to do with Kristi at all. It's just definitely not something that I care to watch on YouTube. But I love her makeup content. I love like her Q&As and getting to know her and Zach more. And I think they have a beautiful love story. And I think they're both amazing humans. And I'm so very over the moon happy for her that she finally got to collab with Colourpop. I know she like raves about them. She's talked about them for years. I've bought a few things over the years because of her. And then when somebody found out that I really didn't use brow products because I have naturally good brows. They gave me a Colourpop brow pencil. I was like, oh, this sucker's like amazing. Oh, where have you been all my life? And I'm out of it, but I would rebuy it because it is that good of a brow product. It's better than the one I'm using right now, which is super hard and it's like using one of the cheap knockoff Crayola crayons, the ones that are hard and barely have any color payoff. That's what I'm working with right now for a brow product. So I can't wait to rebuy that when I get some money saved up. Again, the glosses, I will be listing them on Depop. My Depop store is listed down below. I'll also list them on my website because I'm not even going to open these. I don't like gloss. I don't like it the way it feels. I don't like the way it pills. I don't like how it slides all over your face. I don't like having my hair stuck in it. I can't stand that. It drives me insane. I'm a bullet lipstick person. That's my preference. But I know Kristi likes her gloss. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this up and stop yammering. I'm really happy to have the entire collection, and I will leave everything down below for you to check out Grace and her Instagram, and hopefully you go follow her on there. She is also, my camera battery died, how rude. Anyways, Grace is an amazing human, and she's a new mom. She has a couple other kids as well, and she's my age. So go show her some love on Instagram, and I will see you guys in another video very soon. Have a fantastic day or night wherever you are. Bye.